repeatedly. With the US and China reducing their engagement in the area of trade, India could seize the opportunity to increase its presence in the two markets, say some trade experts. Because of their growing disengagement as they slap tariff on one another, it gives India a platform to engage more with both the countries and increase presence, said a Delhi-based trade analyst. This means the investment-led trade with China and the more strategic engagement with the US in terms of defense, technology and space among the others. China has already extended the branch to India by expressing interest in investing here and addressing the huge trade deficit that India has with it. India will become a very important player as the two biggest and the largest economies of the world deny each other market access, said another trade expert. Though the consumption profiles of US and China differ from India, some of their goods could find their way to India, said some other experts. Though the experts have found a silver lining in the China-US tariff battle, the engineering experts are worried about getting caught in the crossfire. Our stakes are quite high in the unfolding global trade tension between the US and China. We would not like to be caught in the crossfire, said EEPC India Chairman Ravi Sehgal. Indian engineering exports to the US, the number one destination for these goods, had gone up by 47% and to China by 76% between the April-February 2018-17, according to EEPC India. Along with Modi's protectionism, like Trump's administration protectionism policies, the tariff battle could impact to both the countries, or India could smile at both the countries. Sehgal said the rising import tariff in wake of US actions on the steel and aluminum and complaint filed against India in the WTO, the World Trade Organization, with regard to various export promotion schemes would be challenging issues for the exporters. So what do you think of US tariff battle may be a boon for Indian economy? So do you think India would be smiling or laughing at the US-China trade battle, or India is between the crossfire of both the countries? The European Union, Japan and the US have objected to India's move of raising the import duties on the mobile phones, TVs and the projectors. They have sought an explanation from India at the World Trade Organization, as under the Information Technology Agreement. The signatories can't impose import duties on many IT products including the mobile phones. Last month, India had raised the custom duties on mobile phones, TV sets, digital cameras, microwave ovens, and LED bulbs and a number of other electronic goods to boost the local manufacturing in the name of Make in India. These countries have asked India for an explanation in the ITA committee, said an official aware of the development. Earlier, both India and China came under fire at the WTO from many countries that wanted the two countries to fulfill their commitments under the WTO's ITA. The government had imposed custom duty on mobile phones for the first time on July 2017 to boost the manufacturing in the country. With the last month's notification, imported smartphones cost more with the custom duty on them being increased to 15%, while the custom duty on the television sets was doubled to 20% and LED lamps are changed with 20% import duties. Though China is the largest exporter of electronics to India, it has not objected to the move. China has not raised the issues of us raising the duties, said an Indian official. The Chinese companies have set shop here and they bring components in completely knocked down conditions here. This is the case of the tariff jumping as they assemble phones after importing the components. However, Delhi is preparing for any likely dispute because if the countries are dissatisfied with India's explanation, they may drag the country to the dispute settlement at WTO post, which the panel would decide whether India bent any rules. As Modi is the Prime Minister of India, he had made India the worst economy of all times in its history. So what do you think of US, European Union and Japan are objecting India's rise of import duties on electronics and kicking them to give an answer in the WTO?
Middle-income countries face a unique set of fiscal challenges. Investing in physical and social infrastructure is crucial for development, stability, and financing the budget. But raising capital is not easy. Governments must fund the projects at the lowest possible cost, with limited resources, deepening domestic markets, borrowing internationally, and developing capacity to handle more complex financial instruments.
The World Bank Treasury Advisory is uniquely positioned in the government debt management field because we use what we call a practitioner-to-practitioner model. It's practical, it's pragmatic. We share our own skills because we do exactly what debt management offices and ministries of finance do. We manage about $200 billion of a debt portfolio for IBRD, one of the member institutions of World Bank. We manage another $500 billion of a derivatives portfolio that we use for hedging, for asset and liability management. So my colleagues and I like that we can share this knowledge from a practical point of view with our clients in debt management offices and in ministries of finance.
The World Bank Treasury Government Debt and Risk Management Program supports partner countries for all government debt and risk management related needs. Once countries become part of the Government Debt and Risk Management Program, they receive just-in-time technical assistance from practitioner experts for all debt management needs.
The GDRM program, I think, unlike many other programs, is offering programmatic support. What we value very much is that it is a learning program. So there is a constant dialogue between the partner countries, the World Bank and SECO.
The program covers the full spectrum of debt management activities. So it includes, for example, the development of a debt management strategy, the implementation of a such strategy that may include work on developing an annual borrowing plan, on the development of the domestic market, but also accessing the international capital markets, derivatives markets, and so on. Also incorporate the risks that come from the contingent liabilities and bring this comprehensive view of the assets and liabilities management.
GDRM program's approach is based on providing expertise, building trust, and long-term relationships.
World Bank has expertise, and it is not just the expertise within the bank itself, but also the relationships that the bank have through member states of the bank, and therefore the expertise that are in debt management offices around the world.
Peer learning is an important part of the GDRM experience, connecting countries facing similar issues and providing a platform for in-depth exchange of ideas and experiences.
We also recognize that because of the skill level of the consultants, they actually learned and understood the contextual situation of Ghana, because every country is different. So you will notice that the attention to detail and how they went on the program with us was a recognition of our country context.
The programmatic approach that we adopt is to undertake a diagnostic of the country, then develop a reform plan, a work program in collaboration with the country representatives, but then also to be there with them during the implementation of those reforms. To support middle-income countries in becoming more resilient against fiscal shocks, this is what the whole GDRM program is about.
For Leila, cooking is part of her family history, a talent that she got from her mother, and a passion. But she is aware that to play in the big leagues, she cannot settle for cooking by instinct. The ingredients for success are self-confidence, creativity, an enterprising spirit, and meticulousness. Qualities that seem to be innate. But what if this enterprising spirit could be learned?
Avant, j'avais un petit restaurant, comme les bonnes dames au bord de la route. Mais nous, on veut que notre entreprise change. Pourquoi pas faire manger les chefs d'État des pays un jour?
This spark of ambition was unleashed in Leila after participating in personal initiative training as part of a government-led private sector development support project financed by the World Bank.
L'objectif de cette formation, c'est de stimuler l'initiative personnelle chez les entrepreneurs. Le premier élément, c'est le déclenchement individuel. Le deuxième élément, c'est être orienté vers le futur. Et le troisième élément de l'initiative personnelle, c'est surmonter les obstacles.
This training taught Akuele, the owner of a clothing boutique in Lome, to look for opportunities to innovate and expand her business offerings to meet her customers' interests.
Au cours de la formation, on a parlé de l'innovation. Nous devons avoir des idées innovantes, nous devons avoir des idées de créativité, faire sortir quelque chose d'extraordinaire, créer quelque chose pour attirer le goût des clients. C'est ça qui m'a aidé.
Because of this training, Akuele decided to expand her business beyond renting wedding dresses, but to sell them and offer wedding accessories too, such as veils and gloves. Now she can pride herself on having built a profitable business and has even turned her eyes to the international market, with a boutique already open in Benin and another underway in Ghana. This is somewhat similar to the situation with Habibu, a building contractor who now wants to compete with the heavyweights in the construction industry, a bold move that he attributes to his training.
Tout ce que moi je sais, c'est que j'ai acquis une certaine assurance. Ce n'est pas une formation de plus, mais c'est tout autre chose. C'est carrément une formation plus dynamique, plus active et qui m'a boosté.
Personal initiative training, more focused on how to think like an entrepreneur than on traditional business management skills, appears to be bearing fruit.
Il est bien vrai qu'il existe plusieurs méthodes de formation en matière d'entrepreneuriat. Mais cette formation-ci permet de changer la façon de penser, la façon de percevoir le monde, la façon d'entreprendre, la façon d'agir. Ça réveille, bref, le génie dormant en l'entrepreneur. Ça lui donne la possibilité de croire en lui-même.
The benefits of this training are encouraging for Togo's entrepreneurship sector. A rigorous impact evaluation in Togo finds personal initiative training increased firm profits by 30%, compared to no significant impacts from a traditional business training. Personal initiative training was particularly effective for female entrepreneurs who saw their profits increase by 40%, compared to 5% for traditional business training. The results from this evaluation have led to the scale-up of personal initiative training in programs in Mozambique, Mauritania, Ethiopia, Jamaica, and Mexico. Inspired by the training, Layla, the restaurant owner, for her part, decided to go further and create a cooking training workshop to help young women develop the entrepreneurial mindset they need to succeed.
Post your comments below, and if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and follow us on social networks and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching. This is WC Daily. Think big, think different. Bye.